Turn the page, live your life every day. Don't let anybody stand in your way.
This is another Mike versus VS. Mike versus. I've done chicken eggs versus quail eggs versus duck eggs. I've done other things. This is vegetarian versus vegan. Now, for years and years, I was a vegetarian and even dabbled in the vegan lifestyle. And I've often found that people were confused by the differences between vegan and vegetarianism. Now I'm back to eating meat. For a while I was a pescatarian. Now, pescatarian is someone who just eats fish. But the key to me is eating a lean protein, be it animal or vegetable protein, with lots of fibrous, healthy, nutritious vegetables, and a low/slow carb diet where you don't have lots of breads or pastas. Once in a while you can cheat and have those. But in terms of vegan versus vegetarian, one thing, let's talk about dairy. Vegetarians can eat dairy, and there's some misconception. Some folks on my vegetarian fried egg sandwich were like, this guy thinks he's a vegetarian, he's eating cheese and he's eating eggs. Well, uninformed people. And here, this video is to try to inform you. Vegetarians can eat eggs, cheese, milk, dairy products, but just no meat right off the bone. A vegan and vegetarian both won't eat anything with a face, which means they won't eat a fish, they won't eat a chicken, they won't eat a cow, they won't eat any kind of animal. But the vegans take it to the next level. A vegetarian will use a product made by an animal. So the milk, which vegans won't eat, vegetarians will, that derive dairy, butter, cheese, yogurts, vegetarians can eat, vegans cannot. And the byproduct of an animal that lays an egg, vegans say no. Even though they're not really eating the animal, but they're eating the egg, vegans no. Vegetarians, yes. So those are the biggest keys. Those to me are the biggest keys. And then vegans even take it a little further, which is always, to me, extreme. But again, I'm not going to criticize a vegan lifestyle or a vegetarian lifestyle or a pescatarian lifestyle or a healthy meat-eating lifestyle. Because the key is to always eat the best, leanest proteins and as much fiber and vegetables as possible with a low-carb diet. But I was saying the vegans take it a step further where they won't even use anything that comes from an animal product, be it makeup, be it soaps, be it clothing, shoes. And there's leather products out there, and there's lots of makeup products that they use that have animals products in there, and sometimes they're tested on animals. And that's the other extreme that vegans go to, where anything that has touched an animal, via tested, via using it even in a healthy way with the animal, in a product, and of course ingesting that's the vegan lifestyle. They won't go anywhere near that. Vegetarians, again, just don't eat the meat, but they'll eat the byproduct of the animal. By that I mean cheeses, milks, eggs. And that's basically the difference. Now, ask me what I think's the best lifestyle. And again, I'll keep going back. The best lifestyle to me is the healthiest, leanest protein. And oftentimes, if you're in a strict vegan diet, you can eat lean proteins that aren't animal-based. You can eat quinoa and nuts and beans, which are very healthy for you. And even lots of vegetables. Broccoli has some protein. Different kinds of food. Spinach has protein. But you may miss some of the amino acids that you need to sustain the healthiest diet possible. Vegetarians, again, can eat too much cheese. And you can eat a whole bag of potato chips and be a vegan and a vegetarian. So, again, and in terms of animal eating diets, it all goes back to the same thing. Lean, the healthiest protein, free range, and has to come from an animal that was allowed to live its life, and lots of vegetables, low carbs. And that's the other thing. Lots of vegan and vegetarians get a lot of their proteins from high carbs, like lots of beans, rices, and lots of grains, which aren't vegan or vegetarian, but they can lead to, too many carbs and not the best diet. To me, vegan versus vegetarian, vegan is too strict. Vegetarian, to me, would be the best way, because that's the way I was for 8 years or so. Watch your cheeses, always watch your carbs, and I decided to eat meat again, but always try to eat the healthiest with the best other products, vegetables and low carb. So another episode of Mike's Versus. Hope you like this. I like doing it because there's two sides of the fence on everything, and it's good to talk about both sides. I'm a Libra, so we weigh the scales. So think about that, and keep enjoying Live Life 365, and check out my website by the same name, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until next time, peace.
Live life 365.
I need to do a theme song for Versus. Versus. Mike's Versus, Mike's Versus, Mike's Versus. Mike's Versus, Mike's Versus, Mike's Versus. Versus. I can't do it. Versus. I think Mike needs a nurses. Live life 365.